Do real-life astronauts understand the gravity of what it really means to be in space? Brad Pitt may have found the answers. The Hollywood heartthrob who plays a gun-wielding astronaut in his next film stopped by NASA to make a long-distance call. A call to someone who actually has the job of his on-screen character, Nick Hague, an astronaut on board the International Space Station. During the 20-minute-long conversation, the two touched on an array of topics connected to space exploration, some spacewalking to the psychological aspects of being isolated from humanity. Hague answered all of Brad Pitt's doubts and questions while floating in zero gravity on board his spacecraft. This was incredible. At one point, the actor even joked with Hague seeking answers to a burning question. He wanted to know who was more believable as a spaceman, himself or George Clooney. That answer and much more in this out-of-the-world interview.
Hey, Brad, this is Nick. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Thank you very much. I got to tell you, this is a real treat. Real pleasure to be talking to you up there.
Hey, likewise, a treat for us. Actually, we got a chance to sneak preview the movie a few weeks back, and just want to start off by saying thank you for what you're doing to contribute to the mission of awareness and to set that, light that fire in the imaginations of the next generation of explorers.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. What are the repercussions on your body in zero G? Wait, first of all, would it be morning for you there? Would it be night for you there? How do you gauge your waking hours if you see 16 sunrises and sunsets a day?
So we do a lot to try to manage that circadian rhythm. One thing we do is we use different hues of the color spectrum so that we have morning, very bright blue light that we switch, and then later in the day it goes to a more normal, more balanced spectrum, and then at night we get rid of that blue light.
Oh, I would think so. So is there a night shift, or is everyone on those hours?
Yeah, so we try to the crew stays on the same workday hours, and so we work a 12-hour workday. Starts at about 7:30 in the morning and finishes at about 7:30 in the evening. But there is a night shift. There's actually a massive team on the ground that is controlling about 95% of what happens on the space station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days.
I had read astronauts speak about looking back on the Earth and really being aware how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things. Did you have a similar experience or something different?
That's one of the special things about being up here is being able to float over to the window and see the Earth below, to look down 250 miles and with your naked eye you can see the crop circles in Kansas, in Missouri, and you can see humanity below you, and you can see it glide by as we go screaming through the sky, at 5 miles a second, and just take in, you get a perspective that you're away from the Earth, and then same view, you can see the moon rising over the horizon, and you get this idea that I'm not on the Earth and I'm not at the moon, but I'm just kind of in the cosmos. And then that perspective really challenges you, because now you're looking down at everything that you've ever known, all of humanity right there, and you have this deep appreciation for how big the universe really is.
Now, how are you able to stay in a single space this way? I see you tapping your feet every now and then. Are you in a foothold?
Yeah, I've got a foothold. And, I can change that up, but basically there's handrails everywhere, and I can just hook my foot underneath there. And it's one of the unique, you talked about challenges for the body being up here. This is one of those unique adaptations. The calluses on my feet have basically have gone away because I don't walk on the bottoms of my feet. But now I have calluses across the top of my foot around my big toe because I'm constantly hanging on things with my big toe to hold me in place.
I got to go to JPL last week, and it was on the day when India was landing on the moon, and the United States were assisting them in that effort. Could you see that from where you are?
No, unfortunately. So I along with the rest of the crew, just had to follow along with the news reports, and it's one of those things where international cooperation is so important because a saying we've got up here is space is hard. Things that should be easy, when you try to do them in space, they just get harder.
Amazing. Nick, last question, and I need to call on your expertise. Who was more believable, Clooney or Pitt?
You were, absolutely.
Nick, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, a real dream of mine. I can't wait to brag to my kids.